Hello. Somebody was asking me about Nitro modules, and I haven't really taken a look into them. And I thought maybe it's a good idea to make a video out of it to kind of see what's the status, what can they do, what they cannot do, just a general feedback. So I have here the documentation for Nitro modules. So I'm just going to try to start it from scratch, see how far I get, see what problems I find. Let's get to it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just the nitrogen command. As you can see, I was already kind of trying to do it, and then I realized this might be interesting for other people. Yeah, so you can see created the nitro test. It says go to install the dependencies, create your first hybrid object, test your module in an app, create a React Native app somewhere. So just from my first impressions here, I can already tell that it's not the smoothest initialization, right? Like, obviously, you want an app to test the things. You can see if I go into the Nitro test, I just open VS Code, and you can see that there's nothing here. So I think it's a little bit about the focus of Mark and Margello, who created the build system. That they're really focused. They're really hardcore engineers. They're not really focused on the customer space, let's say. So I think it's just kind of one of those things that it's not super important to have like super smooth developer experience, which I think kind of contrasts with Expo, right? Like all of their tooling and all of their tutorials are kind of meant for like, let's say, newbie developers to pick up things as fast as they can. But it's nothing you cannot figure out on your own, right? So let's just give it a try. I'm going to explore the same interface. I'm just going to copy and paste it. I get an error, probably because I haven't done npm install. I'm just going to use npm. I don't want any weird errors with bun or yarn or whatever. I just want the thing to work. Right. So now if I go back, I can import. Right. So I have my import from React Native Nitro modules. It's just a very simple object. And then it says run nitrogen. So just give it a try. npx nitrogen. Now, this is one error that I found, and I'm not 100% sure how to solve it. So math does not declare any platforms in hybrid object. Nothing can be generated. So again, it's a little bit confusing, right? What am I supposed to do here? In theory, this should be enough to generate the basic scaffolding. So I'm going to take some time off camera to figure this one out. Okay, so I couldn't find anything on the documentation. I had to find this YouTube video from Mark and explaining what it does. So one is to specify the languages for Android. And probably you can do here C++ or whatever. But again, over time, I'm a very big fan of proper documentation, not just scatter things. But in any case, maybe that works. Let's do nitrogen again. So generating C++ code, Swift code, Kotlin code, your code, nitrogen generated. Okay, so if we go to nitrogen, generated, okay, generated a bunch of C++ code, some Ruby script that adds, the generated code into the pipeline. I mean, this is cool, right? Like it takes a lot of the scaffolding work to include all of the generated classes. So it kind of saves you a lot of work there. Yeah, so for Kotlin, takes care of the CMake, the Gradle stuff. Here you have the necessary codes to kind of initialize the bindings. So it kind of does the jumping from like C++ code to your implementation, right? As we have expected. So it doesn't do any new magic. It just kind of takes whatever we had for creating like native modules, not using turbo modules, but like kind of using the JSI classes ourselves. But it's pretty nice. Okay, so now that we have the generated code, let's just continue with the documentation. This says create a new file, iOS. So here I have a bridge. I don't know if I need to keep that or not. Maybe, probably for generating the Swift bridge, but I don't know. So I'll just do hybrid math.swift. Let me just copy this, I guess. I probably don't need to import anything for iOS. Register hybrid object. Want to be able to construct from JS needs to be registered in Nitro's hybrid object registry. If you don't want to register, you can skip this part. For another object function, factory pattern, you can use Nitrogen to automatically generate bindings for your hybrid objects constructor or manually register them using the C++. I don't know. Yeah, I'll just use Nitrogen, I guess. So auto linking. So here, I just put my math object. The problem that I have with this is a little bit the same problem that I have with turbo modules, right? Like you have this funny JSON specification. I mean, this one has a schema, but kind of jumping through hoops a little bit, right? Like there's a lot of black magic that will read this file, will try to find your file, will link it, yada, yada, yada. The moment something here changes, you have to kind of scour the documentation for changes. Like this is not Mark's fault. This is just what you do whenever you're not part of the core library of React Native, right? Like this is kind of a system that's kind of bolted on top of that. There's nothing you can do about that. So let's try it again, see what goes. Okay, added 2 files. That's nice. Use your hybrid object in JS. Ultimately look alike. Run it. You just create it. Now you need to set up and this is what I meant. It would be nice to have just an example already within the app. The good part is Expo app, which unlike BuilderBob, the BuilderBob setup is complex and it changes on every release. That plus the whole turbo modules code gen step, it's super complex. It's super painful. I like this. I like that you can just create an Expo app inside of the folder. Let's just try that. Example. Okay, so Expo project is there. I just follow the instructions. npm install the package above. And I guess that's it. I run it, so probably I need to do where was it? Run iOS. Let's try that. Okay, so here we go again. I don't know why Expo is not launching my simulator. One more pain developing in this crazy world. But so I seem to solve it by just launching the simulator manually and then just choosing the Open iOS simulator option. So let's see what happens. What I'm thinking is that this is an Expo Go example, so maybe there's some instructions lacking here. I would think that you need to pre-build the app so that it installs the React Native Nitro modules package, but I don't know. So we'll just give it a try. I will just go to my example and whatever Expo things. I don't know modern Expo anymore. I don't do that much React Native development actually, funnily enough. So I'll just put some text here just to make it work. Um, okay, that seems to be working, right? So hello, it's there on the top, but it's there. Okay, so in any case, I just want to test that my Nitro module is working. So I'm just going to go ahead and let's see if we get out to completion. So from Nitro modules, which is not there, right? So as I said, I think we're missing some steps here. I'm just going to do expo install React Native Nitro modules. And I probably need to do an expo pre-build clean. Okay, so I have pre-built the expo app, launched it. It has compiled from scratch, and I can see some output here now. The hybrid object registry, register main hybrid object math. So now I can go back into the source file and let's see if I can get. I still do not get auto completion. I don't know why. Everything is installed, so don't know why that's not working. Again, one of the beautiful mysteries of life. So React Native modules, does that work? Maybe. And we can create one of these hybrid objects. So we have our Nitro modules, create, not getting any auto completion. I am on TypeScript. Yeah. Whatever. So I have this math interface, which I don't know if it's there. Create hybrid object does not exist on type. So I finally got the thing running, but this is definitely painful, not necessarily just because of Nitro. The entire React Native ecosystem is getting a little bit out of hand, in my opinion. Combined with React, we have left the simplicity days behind. But so the error I was getting was that the Metro was not being able to pick up the module that I defined, like the Nitro test module. I know this from experience. If you're a new developer, this will completely stop you dead in your tracks. This is because Metro is not properly configured. So Google search lands me in the Expo documentation, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Started reading it, got into this first link, and it kind of gives you the command to eject Metro config so you can configure it. Then I went inside, ran the command, spits out some configuration, which is very basic, asked the stupid AI to kind of help me, but basically you only need this, right? The Nitro test, the resolve, the path resolve. So it just basically tells Metro, which Metro doesn't understand any TypeScript or anything, how to resolve this module, even though it is declared in your package.json. It still needs some help to find it. So once I got that, I was still getting an error saying that my function was not defined. And this was an error of mine because I edited the index.d.ts that was generated and not the index.ts. I just had something like this. So I corrected the types. I also had to add this type thing. Then I tried to run the app, but without a run iOS, just with a npx expo start, and then it says Nitro modules are not supported by Expo Go. So I had to use the correct command, which built the thing from scratch. Yada, yada, yada. Finally got the result that I wanted. So I'm recording this a little bit after getting everything to run because I kind of started talking about my impressions. As you could see, it wasn't the smoothest of process to get the example to work. So I would like to explore a little bit more before I kind of share my thoughts about Nitro modules. The amount of possibilities, the amount of work that was put into it, right? Like it gives you the speed, it abstracts away a lot of the low-level implementation, which Expo modules or Turbo modules also do. So I think it's granted to explore a little bit more, async code, passing functions. Really, um, there is complexity there, but maybe it's a complexity worth paying for to get all of the benefits that Nitro module gives you. So we will explore that further in another video.